Hey! This is the second part of a two-part series analyzing the game Nuts. If you haven't watched part 1, not a lot of things are going to make sense in this one, so please refer to the link in the description if you want to see that. Anyway, previously on the last video I did, picking up where we left off.
All the higher-ups here are on leave. I can't get through to anyone. I know you're in a tight spot. I promise I'm trying my very best. I really don't know what's happening. But Simon just sent me this photo. That's Mammoth Creek. What is that? Oil? It's... Hold on.
And as we expected, we're being ignored by the Institute. They have no intentions of helping out with this any further, as they're probably getting paid by Panorama to keep quiet after besmirching the name of their own researcher. Panorama is also likely the ones who gave the donation we mentioned earlier in order to use the research and photos and fabricate their own story with it. But moving on.
Yes, this is Nina? I'm talking to them right now. You what? The cameras? This is not our day. What the ever-loving hell is going on? Okay, I hear you. Stay safe. Okay, so that was Simon calling from the quad phone. Something about the cameras taking damage, as if we needed that now along with everything else. I'll keep trying to figure out what's happening with Panorama. Well, can you let me know what kind of state those cameras are in?
So it sounds like our equipment has taken quite the amount of damage, and going outside, we can instantly see how bad it is. With a note from Simon that reads,
"Bad news, Boots. We hit a bump in the road and the cameras fell off the back of my quad. They're pretty banged up, as you'll see. I tucked them under the tent wing. I'll head to town to pick up some new ones. Back tomorrow, okay? Not excited at all about crossing that bridge twice more than I have to, but that's how the cookie crumbles."
Now, there are two explanations for what happened here. One is that Simon might be working with Panorama 2 and purposely broke our equipment to stop us from going further. I mean, they've paid off the news and the very institute that we work for, and we know that Simon doesn't make a lot from this gig, seeing as he has to take a second job as a cleaner. So it might have been easy to persuade him with money. The second theory is that this really was just an honest mistake on Simon's part, and he really is as invested in this project as you and Nina are. There's a bit more to both of these that I'll get into later, but for now, just put a pin in it and let's show Nina the damages.
That looks worse than terrible, to be honest with you. I doubt those will work anytime soon. But we need to hurry. I really want to get you two out of this forest and figure out what the hell is going on. Just, hang tight. I'll call you tomorrow.
Now here, we could go to bed immediately and get on with the chapter, but I'd suggest that this is a great time to look for the hidden tape. We find it near a rundown building in the forest, near a guitar we can assume to be Nina's.
So, I'm 13 weeks into my study here, and I've just got some news down the wire from my contacts out at the Institute. There's a big storm coming next week. I'll probably have to hide out in the caravan for a few days. Missing a lot of potential for furthering my research. Not to mention how tough it'll be to keep all the equipment shipshape. The good news? They gave me an emergency number I can call in case anything really bad happens. I don't think anything will happen, but it's good to be prepared. Makes me feel a little safer. A lot of the time I feel out of sight, out of mind. But with this number, it's like someone out there cares how I'm doing.
A storm was approaching, and she had to be cooped up in the caravan until it passed. But she found comfort in the fact that she had an emergency line that she could call in case the storm proved too rough. This might seem like a strange tape to have at this point, but we'll understand why it's here soon. We get woken up by the phone ringing, and we can only assume who it is.
Oh, were you sleeping? I can't sleep right now. Everything's too up in the air. I think we're really losing control of this whole situation. Simon's on the way back with new cameras, but we need to speed things up. We need to get those last data points before you leave the forest. There is a way to do this, but it's a little unorthodox. There should be some trail mix or something on the desk somewhere. Grab that, and then I'll send you instructions.
So Nina's plan is to use the nuts from the trail mix to lure out the squirrels and have them bring us to their stashes. It seems her plan worked. And now all we have to do is follow the squirrel and... Damn it. Okay, it's fine. We'll just give it another go and bingo. Another dilapidated building where the squirrel is keeping their staff. Let's fax it over.
Great. 1 down, 2 to go. Did Simon show up yet? He must be almost there. And if you can finish the research this way, then we can get you home when you rise. Okay, I'll mark the next location on your GPS. Same rules as last time. And don't break a leg.
I'm sure that won't come up. So back out into the forest, we just have to repeat this process. And much like Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater for the PlayStation 2 by Sony Computer Interactive, we'll be crawling along the bushes to find out where our little buddy is going. And that's another one down.
Just 1 left now. Oh, I hope Simon's okay. It's been hours. He must be close. In any case, we're making great progress. I'll mark the last one for you to get now. This is one long night, huh?
1 left now, and this one is going to be tricky. The first time, I almost immediately lost him because I wasn't paying attention. But then I realized he wasn't just running along the ground, he was jumping through the trees too. And this time, I knew exactly where he was going. We get up after quite the tumble, and see that a squirrel has stolen our notebook. So of course, we do the only logical thing.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
A junkyard filled with broken down and decaying cars, as well as a caravan which still seems to be working fine. We set up the inside, but there's no power. Luckily, the generator doesn't seem to be damaged, just in need of some fuel. And luckily, we are in a car graveyard. Now, there's no way for us to dial anything on the phone, so our only way of getting into contact with Nina is the way we've always been getting in contact with her.
Hello? What? It's you? Really? I'm so relieved you're alive. And safe, too. You are safe? I thought I was losing my damn mind when I saw that ancient check-in form rolling in over the fax. Are you kidding? It's right by where they picked me up back in '82. Whew, I'm so glad you're safe. I still can't get a hold of Simon. But now, right now, we need to focus on getting you out of there. So, brass tacks. There's no way out of this gorge without crossing the river. And you're not crossing that current without help, my friend. But don't worry, I'll call the rescue team right now. Wait, what? You lost the journal? Oh, that's bad. That's very bad. We need your study data and photos to build a case. Can you follow the squirrel who stole your journal? Maybe there's still some of my old equipment that could help.
Now that Nina is aware of our situation, she's going to send help. But we've been giving another task first. Get that damn journal back. With the help of the TVs in the caravan, we should be able to locate Nina's old cameras. 1, 2, 3. But first, another phone call.
The gear works? Oh, incredible. They really made stuff a lot sturdier back then. Listen, I'm still trying to get hold of the rescue team, but I'm hearing that there's storms in the area that are preventing helicopter landings. I'll keep putting pressure on, so be ready to leave. And in the meantime, see if you can get that journal back.
With this, another layer of pressure has been put on us. Not only is there a storm coming, but the rescue team could be there in any second to pick us up. We need to hurry and get that journal back. Maybe we should show Nina the squirrel that took it. Maybe she has some ideas.
Wow, that squirrel clutching your journal sure looks like my Bella. Bella. I rescued her 15 years ago, after a fox killed her mother.
So this isn't just some random old squirrel. This is Nina's squirrel, Bella. So now we just have to set up the cameras. Oh, the phone is ringing.
Are you on the trail? Good. I hope you can get the journal back from her soon. Look, it's bad here. The whole institute has been closed up. They even changed the locks. And there's been no sign of Simon either. I'm scared, to be honest with you. I don't really know what's going on. All I know is that your records are the only evidence we have at the moment.
The situation keeps escalating at a frightening pace. The entire institute seems to be against you and Nina at this point, and Simon is still unreachable. But all we can do is try and get back that journal and hope that Nina gets the rescue team here soon. We catch Bella leaving her tree and seemingly disappear into a bush, but upon closer inspection, she's on the other side of the fence. And next day, sure enough, there's a hole there that was covered up before. And out here, in a wrecked car, is also where we find our hidden tape for this chapter.
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm waiting. I'm Mammoth. I can hear the helicopter. Soon I'll see it too. Can't move too much. Think I've sprained my ankle. Bella. There you are, my precious girl. I'm sorry I won't be here to watch you grow up. But Mammoth Forest. You're lucky to live in this ancient wonder. And I hope the work I do outside will keep you safe. Such poses. You know I can't resist one last picture of you for my collection. It's alright, Bella. I'll be okay. Now go on, girl. Go!
Nina got hurt, luckily either before the storm or before the storm got bad. She must have contacted the emergency line since a helicopter's out there to get her. But luckily, Bella was there so the two of them could give their last goodbyes. I have more to say about this tape, and the other tapes for that matter, but again, we'll put a pin in it and come back to it. Anyway, now out here, we can set up our cameras and see where Bella is actually going. But before we look through the footage, there's another call on the phone.
Look, I can't believe I have to tell you this. Nobody's coming. The rescue team can't come out with the threatened storm. The rangers say you should sit tight for a week or so, but there's worse. I found out that Panorama are changing the date on their dam project. It'll happen soon. They think nobody will care, given those doctored newspaper stories. I think you need to find a way to cross the river to get yourself out of the forest.
We've been left for dead by the Institute, and Panorama is going through their plans regardless of the permission. There isn't much Nina can do to help us, so all we can do is try to find a way out ourselves, while trying to get our journal back. We see Bella come down the road on camera 1, and see her with another squirrel on camera 3. Finally, we see her and 2 other squirrels on camera 2, climbing up a tree on the hill, but after that, we can't see much else, so we'll have to do another setup. Getting out of the caravan, we can see that the storm is close. It's raining, and we hear the howling of the wind, which probably means we don't have much time left. Let's set up some better angles and see what we catch. Before that, we get one last phone call from Nina.
I'm calling from the road. I've had to leave town for the moment. I'm not leaving you. I'm trying to escalate my complaints, trying to get someone with power involved. Listen, I know you can do this. I know you can get out of there. You have to. And when you do, I'll see you on the other side. Good luck. I believe in you.
Looking through the footage, we can see that the squirrels are jumping across to the other side, but Bella keeps coming back here. Maybe she's telling us to follow? No better option. All we can do is try. We wake up. It's nighttime. We're lucky to have actually made it across, but the storm has only gotten worse. Luckily, the squirrels hadn't left us. They're waiting for us to follow them. It's a ship. Funny enough, the same ship we saw back in chapter 2. And of course, it was owned by Panorama, but now it's being used by the squirrels. We get on board and it's filled with twigs and nuts. And we even find our journal. Climbing up to the helm of the boat, we find Bella with a final tape.
It's a beautiful morning in Mammoth Forest, and I'm your host, Nina. I woke up this morning to rain on the roof and Bella's beady little eyes peering in the window. Now, The sun is shining so bright I can hardly see. And the smell. The smell of the warm forest after rainfall is incredible. Someone should bottle it up and sell it. No, it's good that it's just here. It's just for me and Bella. Here in the right place at the right time. I've been taking so many photos here for my research and thinking, this is the only way most people get to see Melmoth. I get to live it. This ancient place. It's been here since forever. It'll outlive us all. I hope my research can share this wonder with others. Well, that's enough pondering for one day. It's time to get to work. Time to set up the cameras again. But I'm looking forward to the hike. I wonder if Bella will join me today.
We're drifting through the underwater forest. So, what does this all mean? Well, I can't say for sure, but I can give what I think is happening, as well as touch on some points I brought up earlier. Let's start with Simon. We never actually get to see him. We only really get to know him through his notes and what Nina tells us about him. Up until chapter 5, he's always been there when we need him. And he seems to really care about this project too, but then he's just gone. Nina can't get a hold of him, and it doesn't seem like he ever went back to the caravan either. Now, as I said earlier, there is the possibility that he was working with Panorama and simply just ignored us. But if we go with the second theory, there is also the possibility that he really did go to town to get new cameras and just didn't make it back. As he said in the 5th note, the roads weren't made for the quad, and he wasn't confident in taking the bridge back and forth. So it is very possible that Simon somehow died, or was even taken out by Panorama on his way back. Personally, I believe the latter theory, as I believe that Nina would only have trusted Simon and cared for him this much if she was confident that his views aligned with her own, and wouldn't be skewed by monetary compensation. Maybe Simon even flat out denied a bribe from Panorama, and that's why they made sure he was taken care of before he would forward that information to Nina. In my opinion, both options are equally viable, and is really more up to the player's interpretation. The tapes that Nina left behind really do great to not only build upon what she went through, but also shows us a great deal of what's happening with ourselves in the current time. The first tape explains why we're mostly watching the squirrels at night, as well as why they're endangered. The second tape is about the damage that Panorama is doing to the forest, damage we still see today. The third tape is about how calm and beautiful the nature of Melmoth is. Meanwhile, in the present day, we see a place littered with remnants of old construction. The fourth tape was about how there was a storm approaching, and almost as if prophecy, another storm would be happening 15 years later. The final tape is about how back then Nina had the help of the Institute to get her out of an emergency, while we were left to die. The tapes create an interesting parallel of how much has changed in those 15 years, not just within the Melmoth Forest, but also in the outside world. How what was easy with no funding and a single person has now become nearly impossible with a bigger budget and more people, all because of the greed of the Institute and the news outlets. Panorama didn't give up. They waited like a snake in the grass for the right time to strike. Now, what does the ending mean? Again, I can't give that answer as I'm not the creator of the game, but I can give my interpretation of what I believe happened. I believe that the squirrels knew we wouldn't be able to save them this time. These squirrels aren't just some silly animals. They seem to be extremely intelligent and aware of what is happening in their forest. They stashed food as they knew they would probably be afloat for a while, should their plan succeed. And what was their plan? Well, I believe it was to flood Melmoth Forest. They believed if humans would abuse this place, then they would take down anything they had built up. A forest can't survive a flood, but any workers and equipment left there would be washed away. Using the dynamite they stashed, as well as the timing of the storm, I believe they blew up the dams so the entire place would be flooded over, which is why in the end, all we can see as we drift by is the top of trees. Maybe the storm was even some form of prophecy. I'm hesitant to claim supernatural occurrences in this story, but it is very well possible. There was a storm in Melmoth 15 years ago when Nina was there, and maybe that storm only stopped because Nina was able to stop Panorama just like she hoped she would. But this time, there was no stopping them, and the squirrels knew that, which is why after they knew there was nothing you could do, they decided the best course of action would be try and save the player, by stealing the journal, the thing with all of our photos and research, and leading us towards the boat they would use to escape the forest, hopefully to return when the flooding is over, and where you and Nina would be able to expose Panorama, Viago, and even the newspapers for their lies and deception. But maybe that last part is just my hopeful thinking. Just having survived is a good enough ending for me. If you made it all the way here, I want to thank you for sticking here listening to me talk about some random ass game from 2021. I'm not going to act like this game is perfect. The controls going to be a little weird to get used to, the voice acting isn't exactly the best, and the game is very, very short. I beat it the first time in just under 2 hours, but I still feel like this game deserves to be talked about. And I can't really say I've seen anyone doing that, so I decided to do it myself. I'm not usually into these artsy type of games, but I couldn't help but be intrigued by Nuts. And I think everyone involved deserves massive credits for what they made. Although I do wish there was more, I think what we got was well worth it. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'm not sure if I'm going to make another video like this in the future, but who knows. If you've played the game, I'd love to hear your interpretation of the events if you think something different from me, or think of other theories I might not have picked up on. Slob on that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Please don't come back, and have a great day. Goodbye.